It doesn't matter. The people who are meant for you are going to meet you on the other side. Instead of being liked, you're going to be loved. Instead of being understood, you're going to be seen. All you're going to lose is what was built for a person you no longer are. And
Wow.
I just think that's
Love
so
that.
brilliant. Yeah, like I
See, like, all
love
the
that
other movies
one.
first
Yeah.
to watch it?
No.
Mm-mm.
I love the belly tattoos on
Ooh,
hers.
okay.
Are you
I
guys
know,
hearing the
right?
bell
They're
ring
on
for
my
7
hand too.
p.m.?
They're like henna.
Yes.
That's so
That's kind of cool.
Oh,
so
that
it's
way you
like
can
for
read
the
the
actual
boobs.
hour. That's it.
Yeah, on the
Oh,
hour they
hell
have a
yeah.
town bell.
Ew, what the
Oh, I didn't even know you could do the full grab thing.
Mm.
Can I touch your boobs?
Yes.
All right, are we? Can you fly? We need a podium for you. You could get on here.
A soapbox.
I'm
Yeah,
scared.
you can be like Samuel the Lamanite.
Oh, your ass is out.
Okay, what the fuck?
Hey
This is
guys.
cool. Hey,
Okay.
Oh, you
no.
Oh, there we go.
There you go. Now don't move.
All
Ah!
right. Okay, so I guess I'll just float. Are you guys seeing things you don't want to see floating?
No.
We're seeing things we want to see.
Yep.
Think for yourself.
Okay,
Wow, all hail
so
our prophetess.
Hey.
You're actually doing work.
Hail.
You're actually doing signs. It's kind of cool.
oh hell yeah. Okay. Well, I've been reading this book. It's called The Mountain Is You by Brianna Weist, I think. And I have a few quotes I want to share
Oh, sweet.
from this book because it's so good. I highly recommend everyone but read it.
What's
Give
it
me one
about?
sec.
What's like a?
It's about changing your mindset basically, and creating a future that you want.
Okay,
And
that sounds
um,
really helpful.
it's like a self-help book. It really, just the way she puts everything is so brilliant. But here's a quote that really stood out to me. And as all of you know, I'm going through this, just like really hit home for me. It says, "Your new life is going to cost you your old one. It's going to cost you your comfort zone and your sense of direction. It's going to cost you relationships and friends. It's going to cost you being liked and understood. It doesn't matter. The people who are meant for you are going to meet you on the other side. Instead of being liked, you're going to be loved. Instead of being understood, you're going to be seen. All you're going to lose is what was built for a person you no longer are." And
Wow.
I just think that's
Love
so
that.
brilliant. Yeah, like
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of these quotes can be tied into leaving a high demand religion. The whole book really just talks about, you know, what you want out of life and getting out of your comfort zone. And I feel like a lot of what you get out of church is just, you know, you don't stay, well, okay. I shouldn't say that. I don't know, like it just talks about how, you know, when things start to feel wrong and like you start to realize things aren't for you, it can be easy to stay because it's comfortable. But when you really start to realize, oh, this isn't what I want for me, for if I have kids, it really just doesn't align with who I am anymore. don't know, just you gotta get uncomfortable to get comfortable again and
Mhm.
find your new life. But let me see, I have some other quotes too. I don't know, have you guys ever felt like that? Like when you were leaving the church, did you ever feel like it would be easy to just stay because it's comfortable?
Yep.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
just fear of like losing certain relationships with certain people.
Fear of
Yeah.
the unknown, and on top of like, I feel like that quote applies to so many, any kind of like major change of self for whatever reason. So like that's really applicable for going through a divorce or leaving a religion that gave you like your fundamental concept of self is something that some people
Yeah.
won't even confront because it is terrifying, and you do want to find any way to embrace it and go back.
Mhm.
Mhm.
What a beautiful
Very
quote.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
Mhm.
that quote. Thanks.
Right?
If you have more, I would love to hear them.
Me too.
Okay. Yeah, it's not a long read, you guys. Like it's really short and just packed with things like that, like just super brilliant,
Mhm.
straightforward things that really make you think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Um,
Love that.
Here's another one. It says, "Remember that healing from an uprooting pattern is not about settling for something you don't want, nor is it about staying in an unsafe or unhealthy situation because you don't want to move again. It's about getting clear and determined on what's the right path for you, and then making a plan for how you can thrive, not just survive."
Mhm.
And I think all these emotions are so funny.
No, sorry, are we distracting you?
I love it. The ice cream cone. But I think that's really important, like when leaving a high demand religion, you just kind of go into survival mode a lot of the time, or at least I was for a while. Just, you don't really know who you are anymore without that
Mhm.
base personality that it gives you, and
Right.
the default Mormon personality. But I really like how it says making a plan for how you can thrive, not just survive. And I think finding a community like one we're building here is just super. It's a huge part of that, because a huge part of the church and other high demand religions is that community. And when you lose that, it can feel really isolating and lonely.
Mhm.
And yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? What are your guys' thoughts?
Well, I think it is something that a lot of people, including myself, may not recognize immediately because you're kind of going through the shock of realizing, holy shit, so much of what I thought was me was based on nonsense. Or like, and so much of the way I saw
Yeah.
the world was wrong. Like, you're just reeling from that, and maybe you throw out some of the things that they did get right. Like the truth is, most people are happier when they have a good community with a higher ideal, seeking a higher ideal together, and some people never find that again. And I think that is really important for human mental health, and something that I'm realizing too, just getting out in nature and having friends that I'm seeing more regularly and actually doing shit. Like, man. And
Yeah.
this too, I feel like there's more we could do, and there's more. I feel like sometimes we're afraid to talk as ex-Mormons about spirituality, and I think maybe it's because
Mm.
we see religion, it's really easy to just be like all spirituality is dumb, but I don't think that's true, and I think there's very healthy ways to seek it and to be respectful
Yeah.
without being like irrational, like seeing it as a faith. There's a lot of ways to explore faith and spiritual health without being weird about it and turning it into a toxic concept like religion does.
Yeah.
I'd love to add that, like, I feel like for me in my personal growth, I also found it super helpful to just realize that religion doesn't hold a monopoly on spirituality. And like trying to take that in mind and thinking about the experiences I had within the church, because I did have some good spiritual experiences. And that was really hard to like reconciliate that feeling of like that was a really good spiritual experience I had, but I had it within the church that caused me so much pain as well in my life. And separating that and knowing that I can still have that spiritualness that wasn't unique to them. Like, it wasn't like the church tries to claim that these wonderful spiritual things that make these people so happy is because of what they specifically are telling people to do, when it's not a unique recipe. It's a basic recipe for trying to be, I don't know, happy in life and moving forward. And yeah, I just found that like I love that, and I feel like I'm working on stuff like that still. It's a journey, but just bearing in mind that you can have one without all the bullshit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it does take
You
some
don't have
work.
to be a dickwad to other people. To be spiritual and grow and learn stuff.
Yeah, that's never gonna sell.
And it's personal.
That's why it doesn't work. That's why these religious
Yeah.
communities where we're just too chill doesn't work. Everyone wants to be a dickwad and feel special.
Was listening to a Mormon Stories podcast today on my drive, where he was talking to the guy from LDS Discussions. I don't know if you guys have heard of that.
Mm-hmm.
He has like a website where he does like overviews of a bunch of topics through church history. And he was talking about that, that concept of like moving the treasure. It was really interesting. They were talking about treasure digging in Joseph Smith's earlier days, and how, just like with the church, just like with how the church is set up to teach you with the blame reversal, when things don't work or when you don't get certain blessings, like basically Joseph Smith spent a lot of time perfecting that art through treasure digging, because he would always have to convince people to keep paying him money, and he would keep, every time they wouldn't find the treasure, he would say it's because they did something wrong, like they said one word wrong in the incantation, or because they, it was always something that they did wrong that caused the treasure to, the spirits, the guardian spirits were able to move it or make it go deeper, or different things. And then like he got really good at that, really good at convincing people and doing the blame reversal. And so the church itself is designed that way. It's like the treasure doesn't come until after you die, the majority of it.
Yeah.
And until then, the church can like convince you, of all these other blessings, these smaller treasures that you're supposed to be finding along the way. That like if you don't get them, they just keep moving the treasure, and they blame you for it. They're like, well, you weren't quite faithful enough, or you didn't pray enough, you didn't read the scriptures enough, you didn't go to the temple, different things like that. So there's always some way to make yourself feel like you're not enough to be happy or to receive the treasure.
Yeah, I feel like one of the
I don't even
most
remember what reminded me of
insidious
that.
examples of that is like people. I've listened to stories of gay members who have gone on missions, and they're like always told, they always move the goalpost of like, oh, like because he was given a blessing like at the end of his faithful mission that like it would go away, and so then he goes and he marries a woman, and it didn't go away, and so instead of thinking, this isn't working, and questioning their authority, just like the people, instead of questioning Joseph Smith, oh, are you really seeing treasure in that rock? Instead where we gaslight ourselves and go, oh, well, I'm not perfect, so what have I I need to scrutinize my mind and find what I'm not being good enough on. It's always my fault, because you've already concluded, it's a presupposition in your mind that the church is true and that the things that teaching you are true. So it is pretty messed up what you do to yourself mentally.
Yeah. Really interesting how they did that with the seer stone. Like at the time, people believed that the object itself had power, but also that the person using it had to have like some sort of ability, some sort of power or authority. Like the folk magic of the times and stuff. And so like those concepts are just really prevalent throughout like all of the ways that he learned how to convince people to give him their trust and give him authority over them. And it's really interesting. It's really creepy,
It's eye-opening,
but really
though.
interesting.
Just like studying other religions, especially messed up ones that are worse, can help you unravel what's going on in yours that you might have overlooked, especially if you're not in our position where you've already deconstructed a lot. We were watching we watched a Scientology documentary, Going Clear. I want to watch it for a long time, never have. Saw a lot of parallels, even though they're very different and very effed up. And then we started watching Shiny Happy People, and that we got a little triggered at some of the sexual stuff. So we stopped watching it because, it's just like, I know so many people who are in that same position where they downplay what happens to them. It doesn't really get reported. And anyways, sorry, I'm going to go on a rant here, but
If we want to change the world, we change ourselves. If we want to change our lives, we change ourselves. If we want to scale the greatest mountains before us, we change how we arrive at the path. When you reach the peak of it all, whatever that may be for you, you will look back and know that every step was worth it. More than anything, you will be overwhelmingly grateful for the pain that led you to begin your journey. So just remember, it's not the end. It'll always get better. And I'm sure you guys have seen a lot of good changes in your lives and can look back at when you had just stepped out of the church. And even though where you're at right now, you might still be dealing with a lot of pain or a lot of discomfort, you one day will look back at this place and say, wow, I have come a long way further than I thought I would. And you can do it.
Amen.
Amen.
I say these things in the name of Heavenly Mother.
Joseph Smith.
No.
Oh, hell no.
Thanks.
Thank you.
It's
Silly.
already blowing my mind that this is
Yeah,
running
but
on,
I'll be cool if you
don't.
the quest.
If you don't want
Yeah.
to, up to you if
Okay,
you
yeah,
don't want
that's
to do
true.
like a
It's just
game
like
before
on
the
the
concert.
But
Like,
yeah, I
you can
love
see
when they do
trees
those
around
little
it.
if we
touches.
were
They get
somewhere
these low
close
or
to
these like
Salt Lake,
flat
like
graphics, and it just gives you that
maybe,
vibe.
oh,
It
they
adds
have
a
the
lot,
pickle bar.
honestly.
Pickle
Yeah.
bar.
Yeah.
Pickleball.
Courts in,
This might be my favorite
Eagle Mountain.
in Eagle
map as far
Mountain.
as just like
So
the quality
I
of
don't
design.
think that'll
Yeah,
work
just chilling out
for me.
and feeling
Depending
like
on what
the
time
the
we do
vibes
it,
of feeling
maybe.
like you're hanging out in a town
We could
and you
do
can
it
actually
earlier
go
and
in and
it would
open
work.
windows
Yeah.
and stuff. It's crazy.
But the night before
Right.
we'd be
It's
crunk
dope.
at the party.
I got a few
Excuse me?
other really cool ones too.
Whoa.
Sunday might not
Whoa,
work.
whoa, whoa!
Brother.
Get your fins.
Brother.
I don't get drunk.
Brother.
You can mess with them.
Do they have physics?
When are we getting crunk?
Oh, they do.
Yeah, they do.
Next Saturday at a early Halloween party. It's just a little get together.
Hey,
I'm being
Sick as
chased
hell.
by a
Good
cat that wants the fish.
help!
We can be sluts together.
Oh,
Thick
I think I
thighs.
just see if I've got any slutty avatars.
Salt Lake.